Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing to share with you guys. Every time I threw this, it just bounced off. So, this is a huge box. Not normally what this retailer sends to me, so I'm pretty curious about it. As per usual, I'll link what it is in the description. Thanks so much to Going Gear for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. I am just dying to figure out what required such an enormous box this time around, because usually it's just, it's just a simple package. Oh boy! Oh well, here's why. Really? Holy moly! So this, okay, all right. Good God, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. Ton of stuff, and a Spyderco. Okay, all right. Guess which box is going in the thumbnail? Can you guess? Anyways, holy moly, we got a sharpening system. The Worksharp Sharpener. That's cool. I'll actually give that a try. Wow. All right. So we have a whole bunch of stuff here. I think the first thing, what is this? The ultralight non-metallic. Let's just open it up. This is the Going Gear 80. My voice cracked. Wow. I'm 36 years old. I am a 36-year-old man. All right. Far past the time where that kind of thing happens. Obviously, it was an accident. As you can tell, my voice is extremely masculine and refined over the years, so I'll kindly ask that you disregard the fact that my voice cracked in front of what I assume is tens of thousands of people. All right, let's go ahead and find out what's going on here. Is this like a... Oh, great. I have so many uses for this, obviously. Wow. I wonder what that could possibly be meant for. Ultralight non-metallic Dagger for $64.99. Really? I don't know about that. Made in the USA. That's great, but it's just a piece of plastic, right? Made in the USA, the Stroop Knives ultralight non-metallic knife stands as a testament to simplicity and remarkable value. Sorry, got something caught in my throat there at remarkable value. Just a coincidence. Perhaps the same thing that made my voice crack. Constructed from durable Zytel. All right, this fixed blade knife defies expectations. There's just a lot of funny stuff all in a row here. Listen, they did what they could with this, right? Feather light weight of only 1.2 ounces. That's because it's made of plastic. A straightforward design ensures effortless handling. It is pretty effortless to pick up, making it a great alternative choice from traditional steel knives. What? All right. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Not everything in the box has to be an absolute winner, okay? We've got a little American flag patch. That's fine. American flag patch for $5. Add a pop of America to your pack, hat, jacket, or luggage, etc. Don't need to go into too much more detail there. Let's get into the things that I think actually matter, the things that make up the value of the box. QSP, no problem with QSP, and it is the Otter, which is a knife that I am very familiar with, and you should... Bless America. A knife that you should probably also be familiar with. If you're new to knives, the Otter, I just actually gave one of these away. These are excellent value knives. In fact, you can see right here, $43, and it's 14C28N and G10. Literally just gave one of these away on one of the last live streams. Excellent quality. QSP makes an excellent knife. If you're new to pocket knives, QSP is one of those brands that's excellent to start with. They make absolutely spectacular knives that come in under $50. In fact, 14C28N, I would call this a medium-sized folder, just like a generic EDC knife. Build quality is going to be good. Action is going to be good. The quality of the materials is going to be good. 14C28N, arguably the very best composition. Not powder form composition, but arguably, one of the best compositions you can get. I would say one of the most preferred compositions you can get under $100. Obviously, there's other variables there, including, the other materials and the overall build complexity of the knife in question. But the Otter is a good choice. So that's a win in my book there. All right. Now this is called the Stok Bowie. The Stok Bowie 8CR13 MOV. Okay. Dutch, etc. Okay, this is a Chinese Spyderco. Oh, it's a fixed blade. Oops. Gosh. I'm good at, I handle knives. Maybe that's why they sent me this. It's a lot easier to hang on to. All right. Actually, yeah, you know what? I have seen this. I'll tell you what. I would be way more excited about this if it wasn't an 8CR13 MOV. Like, why not 14C28? Why not 12? I'd take 12C27. I'd take 9CR18 MOV, right? Spyderco? Huh? They must have had a lot of 8CR. I'm guessing at some point Spyderco bought a lot of 8CR13 MOV because they are still using it. It's been a couple decades as far as not really that long, but it's been at least 10 years, right? Honestly, surprisingly, a really nice polish on this. Yeah. See? Told you. That's China. That's fine. I don't have a problem with Chinese knives, obviously. QSP, made in China. But what is impressive here is the polish. That's a nice polish, right? Little tiny fixed blade. I mean, as far as fixed blades go, right? These are the types of fixed blades that I like in terms of the profile because they are much easier for me to carry. I got a rule about fixed blades. Personally, this is a personal thing because I don't require the use of a fixed blade in my day-to-day life. I wear sweatpants most of the time, right? So you can tell what kind of life I have as a YouTube content creator. So I'm going to be honest with you and myself and say, I don't need, a gigantic fixed blade, a bushcraft fixed blade, right? Ready to baton wood at the drop of a hat. I don't need that. I need a knife that I can put in my pocket, right? So if I'm going to carry a fixed blade, I prefer stuff like this because I can literally put the entire thing in my pocket. I don't like the scout carry. I don't like to attach a fixed blade to my belt or the outside of my person. I don't like that. I find it very uncomfortable because of what I do and what I need on a day-to-day basis. Again, right? It's just person to person. So this is actually the type of fixed blade I like. Honestly, the only thing that I don't like about this knife is the steel. I could probably choke down that price tag if the steel was any of the other ones that Nitro V, give me N690, right? There's a number of 154cm, VG10, I would have taken any of those. 8CR13 MOV is not, that is the equivalent of AUS 8, I'm pretty sure. Not my favorite, but I will admit that I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. I had a large coffee before we got started here this morning. I will admit I do like the profile. I am surprisingly kind of impressed with the build quality here and the overall look. I think this is a cool little fixed blade. So that's cool. Price seems a little high on that one. And now finally, this Worksharp sharpening system. So this is the Precision Adjust Elite knife sharpener. And what I like right off the bat is that this is guided. So if you're new to knives and you're like, I don't want to get into this stuff with the crazy hard steels because I don't know anything about sharpening. Hey, let me tell you, even after 6.5 years on YouTube and an additional 12 years buying, selling, trading, being involved in the hobby on the forums, trying to learn how to sharpen my own knives, I am still a novice sharpener, but something that's made it very easy on me is the guided system that I use, which has been the KME. That has made it very, very easy. And after a couple of weeks, not even that long, honestly, just a couple of sharpening sessions, and you can kind of get the gist of it. You're not going to be a master sharpener, as many people in the comments section will undoubtedly announce, right? Those are the master sharpeners down there. They will need you to know that they are master sharpeners. You're not going to become a master sharpener overnight, but being able to touch up your knives and put an edge back on them, like a nice working edge, absolutely. And systems like this tend to be decent. Now, it depends on what kind of stones they came with, but let's see here. Worksharp, it's just $120, not bad. I'm not sure where it's made. Introducing the Precision Adjust Elite an innovative knife sharpening system with adjustable sharpening angles from 15 degrees to 30 degrees, which is that's normal. That's what you want. 1 degree increments. Built to sharpen various kitchen, outdoor, and EDC knives. The included carry case and tri-brasive storage rack keeps everything organized. Whether repairing, sharpening, or honing, we think this sharpener will do the job. This might be a fun thing to give away. But I am going to go ahead and open it because I think it would be criminal to not open it up and actually see what we're looking at, right? Imagine I just ended the video. I will, excuse me, wow. I will link this. Oh, I do like the carry system, though. I do like that. That's real nice. Oh, boy, look at that. Here's the rods here and the stones. I'm going to guess that those are probably not. Look at that. I love how they rotate. So these will rotate, right, as you can probably surmise by the picture, right? You set this up, and then there's a clamp right here, and then you hold onto the top here, and you go back and forth, right? We've all seen the sharpening videos. If you haven't, this picture will probably explain enough. But instead of, like on my KME, I have to actually take the stone out, put another one in. You got a little twisty thing, tighten it up, right? On this, it looks like you just turn it over and rotate it. Look at that. They got a strop there. That's nice. Let's take one of these out. Oh, I do like that. That's very cool. Okay, so yeah, I think we kind of get the idea there. Not sure exactly what the stones are, but for the most part, unless you're, if they're not diamond, which I doubt they are, there's probably available diamond stones for this, I would guess, right? You can get them if you really want to. Now, somebody who's been sharpening for a long time will tell you, you don't necessarily need diamond stones, right? Which is true, but it does make things a lot easier. So there you go. There's your angle adjust, which is cool. Oh, it's just up and down. That's actually pretty nice. Okay, and then, oh, is this magnet? Oh boy, look at that. That's actually, oh wow, it actually holds on. That's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. And then how do we, oh, here it is right here. So this releases, yeah. And so the idea will be, is there a way to get those to open up a little bit easier? Other than just sticking your finger in there? That's can't possibly be the way that they want you to do it. I'm sure that there's an easier way, but the idea would be, and I know, people are going to tell me, you're not putting it in exactly the right way. Well, just for the sake of speeding things up here, which way is tight? That way? Yeah. All right, so you tighten it up there, right? And now so this part, where did that thing go? Is this magnet? Oh, it's magnetized to this. Huh. Okay, so I will say this system is substantially faster when making adjustments, right? So now how do we flip it over? Here? Oh, yes. Yeah. So then you'd push back here and flip it over to the other side, right? And then this is pretty cool. And considering it's magnetized right here, honestly, magnets are pretty strong. It does seem to want to flop over, right? So I guess you kind of gotta, am I doing this right? Does it turn over like this? Maybe it's like this. I don't know. But being able to just rotate it, obviously there are instructions, right? Just rotate it, flip it over, and swap these out on the fly is actually pretty cool. So this will be the base. Just clicks in like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, simple but effective. Kind of cool. Not a bad system to start with. This is my advice when it comes to sharpening systems, and honestly, I think this one seems pretty good. I obviously haven't used it yet. I'm just kind of looking at it. Don't just buy like a cheapy sharpening system, because what you're inevitably going to do is end up buying something that makes putting an edge back on more convenient and faster, right? And everything, you want consistency. And while it is perfectly, fine to learn how to sharpen by hand, there are plenty of people who are great at it. If you're the type of person that gains satisfaction from doing things very manually, it's sort of almost a therapeutic thing, a lot like washing your car and going over, and you can take your car through a car wash and just deal with the water spots, or you can do it by hand, and you can do the coatings, and you can spend 3 hours washing your car, stand back and marvel at it because it's, you might have put 10 times the effort in to achieve 10% a better aesthetic, right? But to you, it's worth it, right? And some people find that therapeutic. That's perfectly fine. If you're that type of person, by all means, spend as little money as possible, learn to sharpen by hand. I mean, obviously there's more variables. You can buy expensive stones and sharpen by hand, right? But you can go whatever route you want. But my advice is, especially to new people, buy something that's guided first, because I think it's much easier to kind of understand what's happening per side, right? Forming the burr, flipping it over, getting rid of the burr, right? Finding out what does work and what doesn't work. I think the process overall, the learning experience is faster. And then if you want to, refine your process and things like that. But this system seems pretty good. And I'm going to say this, I don't care about this plastic triangle. The American flag patch, that's fine. I do like the QSP Otter. And honestly, outside of the blade steel, I think the Spyderco fixed blade is pretty cool. But I think the combined value with the sharpener makes this month's package from Going Gear pretty good. Last month's package was the first one in over a year that I thought was bad. I didn't think that the value was fantastic on that one, but if you go back and watch, I think I have these under the playlist, the Loot Grind. They've all been really good. My experience with the Going Gear EDC Club, at least the premium boxes, which is what they send me, there is a budget box, which will not include the premium item, which I would imagine be the sharpener this time. My experience with the premium box has been essentially 13 good ones and one bad one. That's been roughly like that's the last cycle. So most of the time good, right? At least for value. You're not always going to get exactly what you want, but the value is going to be there. I think that's going to be pretty much it today, guys. I don't know that there's a whole lot more that I can say. I'll link the Going Gear website and the Going Gear EDC Club stuff down in the description. Obviously, if you don't want to do the club thing, you can pick up these items individually on Going Gear. That's going to be pretty much it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.